Nice and smooth. So I know a few of you have met me already, but to introduce myself, my name's Lynsey. I work for CA Tech Talent, a tech recruitment business based in Exeter, but we cover the Southwest market. I'm also part of the wider Cathedral Appointments brand that work more on the commercial side. So those of you working on the digital marketing side, whilst this presentation will be more focused towards the tech space, you can obviously approach our Cathedral Appointments brand and they will be able to assist you on that side as well. A few of you have spoken to me already. Those that have met me on presentations before know that I normally like to bound across the stage. So sitting still and talking at screen is a new one for me. So hopefully this goes to plan. I'm also very keen to have engagement. So if in the chat you have questions along the way, anything you want to know about the tech space, the tech market, please do reach out with questions and I will fill them into my presentation as I go along. So if you haven't already visited our website or you don't know about the business, the website will be presented at the end, but is also on the bottom of the slide decks. It's www.catechtalent.co.uk. So I've worked with the business for the past 18 years. So part of the furniture, moved onto the tech space about 10 years ago and have always been on the techie side in my own personal interests and hobbies. So from a few of the conversations that I've had this morning, I know a lot of you have started from a hobby perspective and moved on to that, looking to do it for your career. So I'm going to talk about why should you look at the Southwest market, she says, and my slides will not move. Hang on a second. Has that moved? Yes. Okay. So in terms of the Southwest market, why should you look at the tech market in the Southwest? Well, I think the really exciting thing is that actually historically the tech market hasn't been widely regarded in the Southwest. However, right now the space in the Southwest market is huge for tech. There are tech businesses, startups, scale-ups, and with everything that's happened in the economy over the last 2 to 3 years, businesses have had to really look at how they move their businesses into a much more intelligent space. And that has meant the use of technology across all businesses, not just those in the tech space. So where can you go with your career? Good question. And the first thing I would say to you is there is no perfect scenario. You don't have to know right now exactly what your tech career is going to look like. You've made the first steps. You know you want to be in that tech space. So I've just listed a few of the jobs that you can see that come up in the tech space in the Southwest market regularly. You've got developers, UX and UI designers, IT support, business intelligence, data. So there's lots of different routes you can go down. So it's a really exciting time to be exploring that market. In terms of opportunities, you know, it massively depends on the courses that you're taking as to which of these will jump out of the page at you. So I'm not going to draw into all of them too much, but there are some real opportunities to get into the up and coming tech space. So things like the cloud, you know, everybody is moving their technologies into the cloud. There's an opportunity to really grow your career and move into that tech space. Or perhaps you're doing a development course, perhaps you're looking at moving into the .NET space, the Microsoft tech stack space. Perhaps you're looking at PHP. Maybe you want to design and be more creative on that web space. So there's lots of opportunities for you to actually move into that tech space in the Southwest. Why the Southwest? Because actually right now it's a real hive of activity on the tech market. We are noticing an increase and a continued need and demand for tech talent, and actually supply can't keep up. So it's a very, very good market to be in. And yes, one of the questions I've got asked quite a lot this morning on the table is that all for experienced individuals? No, it's not. And I think because there is such a need for demand, clients and employers are really recognizing the benefits of taking people at junior level that have the right soft skills, the right technical attributes, and they can train them up on that tech space. So you absolutely do not need to be an experienced individual on the tech space in order to be able to move into that area. I apologize for the pause. Unfortunately, I'm having to move screens to change my slide deck. So I thought it'd be really good. I'm telling you that you should stay in the Southwest. You should look at Southwest opportunities. I thought it would be really good to draw down on just a few insights. I know quite a few of you are doing the data course, so hopefully some stats is really useful and ties in with your courses as well. So here's some interesting stats. The average salary in tech in the Southwest market is 45k. 45k, I'm going to let that sink in for a minute. 45k is the average salary. That's huge. That's a fantastic and unique opportunity in the Southwest market to really carve your niche and elevate your salary along with your career progression and opportunities very, very quickly. In terms of starting salary, the average starting salary is 25.5. However, that can be quite a broad scale. You know, if I look at the average on a trainee or junior developer role, that can go up as far as 28k. So in terms of getting in, this is certainly not a market where you are likely to have to go in at a national minimum wage or a national living wage. There are real opportunities to get in at a junior level, but with a good starting salary and elevate your career quite quickly. So number of tech firms, I'm going to draw on that one first before I come back to tech jobs. Tech firms alone are not the only place that you can obviously work if you are in the tech space. But what it does give you is a real idea of just how up and coming this market is down here on the tech side. 17,495 tech firms in the Southwest. That's huge. 17,495. So of that, 598 live vacancies on the market today, and that was a quick search this morning. So that will have changed as the day progresses, that number will have increased. So if you look at that, 600 plus vacancies probably today throughout that market, that is absolutely huge. And that says there is a need for the likes of you who are undertaking courses, are improving your tech skills. That shows there is a real need and a real desire in the market for individuals like you. The number employed in the digital and tech space alone in the Southwest is 67,000 people. That is a very, very large proportion of the market down here, and just goes to show what an up and coming market we currently present in. Flip screens. So I wanted to draw on, which I've touched on with a few of you this morning, but I wanted to draw on tips to start your tech career and how to build your tech career once you've got your opportunity. So once you're in a role in an organization, what can you do to aid and better your career? Biggest piece of advice, try and stay in a role within the same organization or in the same role for at least 2 years. The reason we give that is because that gives you a really good insight, a really good depth of knowledge within that role, and it gives you the opportunity to build on that. Be a sponge. Take as much learning as you can. And I draw on what Clay said in the very first presentation. The more you put in, the more you get out. So if you can invest the time learning and actually applying the information that you have learned, that will be hugely valuable to you. Take and seek external training wherever possible. There are so many opportunities for training. You've embarked on the boot camps, which is fantastic. That's a great start into moving into your career. But there's other opportunities available as well, whether that be online training, whether that be working through the training providers you're working with at the moment, whether that be working through the colleges and the universities and building on that space. And one of the unique things that you can do once you're in a business is find a champion, find a mentor, find that person within the business that can help to guide you and take you on your career and your journey with the business, but also your wider tech career. And what can you do to aid yourself in getting into a role and helping you build your tech career? I've spoken about it a lot this morning. Use LinkedIn. LinkedIn is an incredible tool with so many different opportunities to highlight yourself within the market. Keep your profile up to date, get yourself set up on it, get a profile set up, make sure that you highlight the qualifications that you're learning at the moment, the training that you're working on, and also highlight within your profile that you are looking for work and the sorts of opportunities you're looking in. And connect with your colleagues, friends, contacts. The larger contact base that you have on LinkedIn, the larger the amount of secondary contacts that you will have. And third, but secondary contacts that will enable you to reach a wider market space. And obviously I would be silly not to mention while I'm on this presentation, build a relationship with a tech recruiter, get on their radar. You know, a few of you have spent time talking to me this morning. If you can build a relationship with a really good recruiter, they will have you on their radar, they will have you in mind, they will want to open up doors and opportunities for you. And that's not just working with the vacancies that they have on their books. A good recruiter will also have very good contacts within the market and will reach out to those contacts and establish relationships and present your details and your background to those individuals and hopefully open up opportunities before they're on the live market. Use specialist job boards for your CV. So Reed, CV Library. If you get your CV up on those portals, when an individual or a recruiter is looking for individuals for a role, they will reach out to that talent base first. So if you've got your CV on Reed or CV Library or a similar CV database for individuals to reach out directly to you, you can upload it, put what you're looking for, and they will then reach out to you in return. And for those of you that are in the development space, utilize GitHub. It's a really positive opportunity to work with the tech community. If you are a developer, contribute within GitHub, be part of that community. The more contribution you do on GitHub, the wider a profile you get and the more engagement you will receive. And employers and recruiters alike do use GitHub to approach individuals that are looking for work. So final slide. So I've spoken about portfolios, and anyone that's watched me before knows that I will speak about this quite a lot. I think it's really valuable to be able to highlight and put a spotlight on what you've learned and what you're working on in your spare time. So building a really good portfolio, particularly in the development space, can be a really valuable tool to actually getting yourself into work. Displaying not only your technical, put my tongue back in, displaying not only your technical abilities, but it gives you the opportunity to show how you work to a brief, show how you work innovatively, how you come up with new ideas, you know, how you could solve a potential problem, and how you can see a project through from start to finish. It's not just about those hard technical skills, it's about the soft skills around it, how you communicate, how you translate a technical brief to a non-technical audience. So really work on that with your portfolio. The best portfolios I've seen, and an example of one I always highlight, is someone that was part of the boot camps last year. He'd not only shown on the development side his code and his ability to write code, but he'd also shown how he had noticed a problem in the market, how he'd worked to resolve that, and he'd shown how he'd worked through that, including the design as well as the development, through to delivering the end product and getting feedback from customers, from employers in the market as to his brief. Utilize personal projects. It's one of the key questions I get asked. Do you need to just use employed work? Absolutely not. If you do things in your spare time, which I would very much encourage, then you absolutely should put that into your portfolio. It's hugely valuable. Link back to any work that you've got live. If you've got websites or you've got social media channels, please link back to those in your portfolio. It gives someone additional examples of your work. And link to your GitHub page. If you're a developer and you are engaging with that tech community and that development community, and you're presenting some of your code on GitHub, please reach out to that space as well. So put a link on your portfolio. So key topics and key highlights to take away from this. The tech space is ever evolving. Spend your personal time utilizing your newfound knowledge. And when I say that, it is absolutely about building on the knowledge you have already got. But if there are coding languages, or if there are data elements or programs that are being used that you haven't worked with before, do reach out, do look at that, do investigate that space and try and do additional learning. As I said earlier, there are lots of opportunities with education services, with training providers, with online training tools to be able to build on the knowledge that you've started to create. Offer work experience to local employers. There's a huge opportunity. I've just highlighted that there are 70,000 nearly employers in the tech space in the Southwest. Reach out to them. Engage with them, ask them whether they're looking for work, ask them whether they're looking for people that could carry out and undertake work for them, or whether you can just highlight your skills and get some exposure to a commercial business for a couple of weeks. It's hugely valuable, and businesses will help you and want to help you achieve your career if they can. So do reach out to that space. Take LinkedIn assessments. I've spoken about this earlier to a few people. You know, LinkedIn is a great space for engaging with people. The LinkedIn assessments can be quite straightforward, and they can be just 10 questions, multiple answers, and they provide you with a badge on your LinkedIn profile. I'd highly recommend doing some in the space that you're looking to get career. It just highlights that you're taking the effort, you're spending the additional time to open doors in that market for yourself. So absolutely use the assessments, reach out on LinkedIn, highlight within a post that you're looking for work, use the badge that says available to work. There's lots of opportunities for you to really highlight yourself within the market. Hopefully that's given you some tools. I've probably spoken at a million miles an hour, so apologies if I have. I've put on the screen now a few of our contact details. You will have spoken to Clodagh and myself on the table. Clodagh's email, if you want to reach out to her, is also clodagh@catechtalent.co.uk. My email is lynsey@catechtalent.co.uk. I would highly recommend that people look at our website, catechtalent.co.uk, because there are opportunities on there to upload your CV onto the portal, which then gives you the opportunity to liaise with us, with Clodagh and myself, but also to be in control of job alerts and to see live data on the vacancies that are out there at the moment in the market.